Muted the entire time. How do I sound now? All right. Take two. Game plan. APEC on Saturday, so that'll be a 8 hour stream as usual, I believe. Late Sunday night, Monday morning, be doing a stream with Campbell on autodidactic, and then we're emailing back and forth. He wants me to put together an alternate history, like online conference thing, so we're going to try that out or talk about that. Also, the next Science of Sound series, that will be on the weekend, May long weekend, I believe. Probably around the 28th. I will be posting the video soon for that, or the link for it, and that will be the final time that happens. Hopefully it happens from Wicked Woods on the 26th, the Thursday. I've got a long stream with Rex on leakproject. I'm going to show a couple clips here of my last week's appearance on AlieEnscientist, some of the stuff they're doing. So many things. There's about 20 different collaboration podcasts and projects that we have on the go over the next month, 2 months, repeating, most of them being monthly series. I got an outline of about 6 or 7 free energy projects to do with Mike with FAraday research, as well as hopefully JP and many others will be joining us on those. But I'll share some videos of that as well. My game plan is to do once a month a Science of Sound series episode from a at the end of May. If not, I will figure out and be announcing the next one for June, July, and August to come. But regardless, that weekend we will be doing an episode of that Science of Sound, as well as Sleep Project, as well as AlieEnscientist, and my God, so much to do. Let's zoom in here, see what we got on the go. Oh yeah, and we're gonna test some sound here, so let's see how this music does. Let me know if it plays.
We get the pleasure, the honor of getting back down to some fucking filthy business. And that's with this beautiful, beautiful woman to my left. She's my dear friend Elaine, and you guys know her as Honey Mustard. She's gonna rinse out the last of the night for you guys. The queen of Calgary's drum and bass. Probably the most badass bitch at D&B in the whole country. You ask me. Y'all should fucking show this woman some respect. I do. I love you, Elaine, and I love all of you.
So the sound is okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just try for recording purposes and going forward sampling how this plays. I'm gonna go outside and show off some of the projects and explain them that I have out in the work tent that I'll be doing with FAraday research, involving like engines, fans, solar panel units, as well as the electrolysis, the monoatomics, and a giant combination of all of it together. So yeah, please bear with me. Let me know how the sound is. This was a recording that I did last week with Filthy City. We will be doing many more going forward. My goal is to start also doing the weekend at BurnEye's 48-hour stream to tie them to these festivals and Science of Sound episodes, and be making music, recording at events, and all sorts of ridiculousness, and powering it with free energy. I will explain outside.
Dimension, step in. Guan, outer space stepping. Done with the setting, get a whole different perspective. Keeping it interesting. Listen to these lessons. Might not start in our session. Emotion is perfection, and the music is the weapon. What? Tell them positive movements. Take it to the key out music. Jump for the rhythm and screw this. Anytime when they tune into the sound. What? Prove. Tell them the feeling future. All I want to do is make music. To elevate and move them. Unite as a force to be reckoned with. Keep it every day, every coach. Tell them get me calm, bass, waves, and fortified essence. Methods, medication, jungle steppers. Unite as a force to be reckoned with. Keep it every day, every coach. Tell them get me calm, bass, waves, and fortified essence. Methods, medication, jungle steppers. Hop, skip, and jump. Shake up your feathers, tail, lighting up. Sister and brother, better move with love. Music has a power, so we use it. We got this fake and cut the coffee, shake this pop. In a concoction, set blazing stuff. One part bass, hello, one part drum. Touch and the record for your head, for the one and the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Benji is gone. Illegal raves should stop being illegal. We have run out of ice cubes, but we still have bass. We still have bass. Illegal raves should stop being illegal. Benji is gone.
All right, so I don't know how, let me know if you can hear me decently over top of the music as I try to explain some things of what I was also close. Shit, I always cut out because it's half a FAraday cage in here. Going over motors, fans, reverse engineering them, turn them into wind generating, the monotonics, doing layers with different solenoids and battery connections, inductions, connecting solar panels, units. Most of this I'll be doing with Mike from FAraday Research, of course, but also good help of Micheal Boyd. Last week let us know about the LCR meters that we're ordering to be able to start measuring negative electricity, magnetic induction, and all those sorts of energetic forces that go into these DC magnetic motors, free energy devices, and cold fusion electrolysis, as well as the hydrogen energy development. I'm going to start collecting and bottles to start putting them on the anode cathodes, and we'll be collecting the gases to start getting measurements and being able to record and hopefully start using some of these grounds gas H4 hydrogen plasmoids fuels from water from process. Also we'll be doing first off how to like strip and wind wire to start making your copper solenoids, and then also nano coating them, the different processes. You do need the torch to be able to do the flame blow. One process of nano coating, getting into the black plasma stage or the rotor stage, the other is tocohosting, which takes a little longer. We'll go in depth on that. That's one of the first priority videos. So it's like you get your different range of gauges of copper wire that you then strip and then use the winding mechanism for trying to turn fans, motors into energy. Connecting wires, like both has like antenna feeds, it's like 3-phase. Start developing these batteries through the electrolysis states, the different cancer jars and whatnot. And then we'll go plan taking it out to the field into these music festivals and different locations, and be able to use it and apply it. But yeah, microwaves to start doing experiments with, take one apart, use the other for starting to nuke different monoatomic
atomic, diatomic, plasmoid substances together. See the transmutation back in metals, different basically cold fusion processes through it. Doing different layers of like monoatomic zincs, silvers. Oh yeah, that's when coming up this weekend with the eclipse. Is I'm going to start a couple silver on silver monoatomic electrolysis reactions. Do one before the full moon, start it, run it the whole weekend, do another one, start it right during the eclipse, and run it for the duration of the eclipse. See if we can get any interaction or significance or correlation between it. Yeah. So yeah, give me a sec here, and I'll be back inside to go over the ridiculous amount of collaborations and projects and basically 3-month plan ahead. It's gonna be a good one.
This is our way. That's the way it goes sometimes. And every day we stay positive. Some days you win, some you lose. Yeah, this is not if you blow. Some days you get and some days you give. Some days you up, some you down. Careful, lose around you can't always forget nor forgive. Reflecting on life, do what you do to survive. Know yourself and know your motive. This is our times are times strange. Sometimes the sun shines, sometimes the sky's gray. Sometimes we live scarred, but we live it same way. In a city vibes on these streets where we play. Roll the dice, don't stray, make your choice. Accept the price we pay, cause the clock still turn and the fire still blaze. No sleep on these streets where life is a game. A game with a high price, a game full of pressure, we're just trying to live right. Wanna be a success, don't succumb to the fight. When they lose, get consumed by the stress and the strife. The darkness makes way for the light. We break out, learn to thrive through hard times. Great minds still connect, the light still shines. We keep moving, gotta hustle and grind. This is our way. Sometimes I like it. Some days you want something.
What up? It's one. Bad man.
All right, thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to leave the sound going with the music. I turned it down a little bit. Let me know how it is. Also, because it's unmuted, I'm just testing to see how it is with it going in the background. So the general theme tonight is update, game plan, and what's going on. First off, Raven Lunatic right here. I am hopefully Raven. Goal is, the plan is to do the Science of Sound episode series once a month, do 3 of them, 3 different music festivals over the summer. I'm applied for Wicked Woods. Hopefully that happens. Either way, the last weekend of May is the 4th and next upcoming series of Sound Science podcast. Raven Lunatic. Why? Crypto down. Why? Luna crashed. What do they call them? Lunatics. Why am I Raven? Because it went to 0 and I lost 700 US. Brutal. Anywho, no, 750 because I also had 50 in their UST that somehow cratered due to it being an algorithmic instead of an asset backed. I have always stated I trust USDC the best. I use it on Solana. It's a good one. I also Dai's pretty good too. Paxos gold back ones, Ruble crypto stable, Binance USD is pretty good too. For your stables, you know, it goes down, it goes up, it will recover. Anywho, Raven, because we want to be Raven at the Science of Sound. So one last look here at we had playing. That was in collaboration with Filthy City. He's doing a stage at Wicked Woods. Either way, this was the nest. We'll be doing more from there. I'm going to mute out though and give you a sample of Ominous and the Science of Sound right now.
Yo, man, that was ominous. I just have to say, this is that was some really sick skills. And my roommate does some beatboxing, so I'm trying to get him on here right now. We're setting up.
Oh my, that would be awesome.
We're trying to get Travis on here to do some freaking beatboxing with you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. I greatly invite it. It's great to listen.
They're in Canada. Canada.
The Great White North.
Oh man, Justin Trudeau. He's an
Guy's coming on too.
but yeah, we're just beatbox.
I like to also
No, it's fun, isn't it? I did it because there was nothing.
I don't really sing rap very often. I can sing good. I don't need to learn to sing, man. I'm pretty good. I just don't. I'll do some metal. You guys put on a backing track. I'll sing some metal. Dude, Third Phase of the Moon. They have a band, dude. Those guys to have a music video out. Have you seen that? Their music video?
No, I haven't.
What's up? Yo,
I have.
Why don't we send
Decent.
them the link, man? Let's post the link over here so people can join.
Yeah,
there's only a
thanks
few
for listening.
dedicated fans out there that are out there, man. If you guys want to join.
Yeah, let's expose that. While we got everybody on here, let's listen.
Well, come on here. You know, everyone who's like learn to sing. You know, come on, and I want to hear your skills.
It's all about coming together. The science of
bro.
sound.
You're like,
Why does that happen? You know, like it's
where like if you've seen them in water and they do all the rippling and whatnot, since our body is 90% water, would it do that rippling within the cells and break or do cell damage essentially with that?
oh
light?
yeah, oh god,
or even
dude,
DNA,
imagine,
maybe
dude.
on the
Ugh.
DNA level too. Who knows?
Well, I mean, isn't that what your cell phone does to you too?
Well, isn't that what you
why I
know
use
you want to do
speakerphone.
when you go to the gym? That's why like they use it for this exercise machines. You know, it's like, oh, that's what you want to do when you go to the gym. You're trying to break down cellular tissue in your muscles so that it rebuilds stronger.
He came up with these batteries well over 10 years ago, and he would boil salt water and activate it that way. And he got pretty good results with that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just put the damp rag on it and it comes back to life.
Wow, just like that, huh? So it's almost like instead of solar power, it's like rain power.
Yeah, those
exactly.
Those are interesting.
Well, I was suggesting we could take people after we.
All right, so paused it there just to give an update. So the next one, we will be featuring more of the acoustic levitator with Michael Boyd. If it's not in the fourth episode, it will be on the 5th. It depends if I'm at the music festival or not. If I'm not at the music festival, it will be a continuation of the sciences that we discussed in the first 2-3 episodes, if people wish to go back and look upon it. But basically where Jeremiah with his exo propulsion, as well as Join the Technician YouTube channels, as well as Michael Boyd, who is staple of APEC, Mike FAraday Research, Jeremy Alien Scientist, and then up as well we had the Cousins twins join us for portion 2 from Third Phase of the Moon in the last episode. Anyways, depends on whether we are at the music festival or not. If it doesn't happen for the last weekend of May, being at a music festival, the June will then be the first month that we would be at a music festival for the 5th episode. Either way, 4th episode happening that weekend. Prelude to it, doing a 4-hour multi-stream as well as private recordings with Rex with leakproject on the Thursday the 26th. I'm also working with Mike FAraday Research there with putting together FrEEEC, free energy electrical engineering conference and get the likes of everybody else that I'm about to list off all of the project channels that I have work coming up with. I'll be both appearing on their YouTube channels, like I did last week with Jeremy Rice on his Alien Scientist for the last hour, where we're also discussing what's coming up on Science of Sound 4, where we're discussing the resonance, Schumann resonance. I'm going to bring it up with Rex when we do the interview on the 26th. It's APEC this Saturday with Jeremy, Alien Scientist, and Tim Ventura. I will be co-hosting again. That will be a 6-7 hour stream on Saturday. Monday, I believe, early afternoonish Australian time, I'm doing my first interview with Campbell again on autodidactic. So that will be late Sunday evening, West Coast time, North America, early Monday, Australia time, ending the weekend. Also, at some point, I will be bringing back, I'm looking for the 26th that I will be doing maybe a 24-hour weekend at BurnEye's stream, including the Science of Sound, as well as whatever else we're doing. If we're at the festival, it will be integration of doing a full 48-hour stream of stuff like we just saw the Filthy show, but several stages at Wicked Woods with all sorts of amazing world famous artists, sound engineer, DJs, producers, MCs, and ridiculousness. Thus, hopefully, Raven, Lunatic in a good way, crypto. Good time to buy. Always when BTC goes around 28 or below, it is a great time to buy. Like, wish I bought that dip. Oh yeah, so I will be doing, also coming up is crypto streams that I will be doing more collaboration on channels with Project Moongold and Metamartians with Austin down in Dallas, Texas, and his NFT project and how it's going. We're also going to be talking about Cydonia, the Pyramids of Mars with Metamartians. That will be a good deep dive. Campbell's also discussing with me. I want to take the lead with a alternative history live event conference sort of thing. So that would obviously have Paul Cook, hopefully for the first, if not second, Michelle Gibson. I've been talking with Old Scary World as well as Jared Booster to both come on, as well as right away Andreas Zitris. Caught a couple of his lately. I've been talking with him. We're going to have a couple on his channel, my own as well. He would be part of that conference. Odon's Alchemy, Ben Balderson, both involved with getting solar electric grid usage going, as well as for alternative history and more alchemy research. Speaking of alchemy, esoteric gold, more monoatomic cold fusion work with Bob Grenier, as well as John Hutchinson. That should be coming up in July. Bob just keeps putting out insane, amazing, constant research on plasmoids and all sorts of cold fusion and Hutchinson effects on his Martin Fleischmann channel each week. As well as the FrEEEC will be doing the different projects with Mike FAraday Research, making both his water machine as well as some of the batteries, figuring out solar circuits, and Jesus, so much more. What else is there that I haven't mentioned yet? Charles III and his gravifier as well. The experiments I'm going to be running during the lunar eclipse this weekend, which I think is either during or after the APEC, one or the other. What The heck else? Looking for the samples here. What did, aha! This is one of the builds. Sorry, one moment, guys. Also, notice that throughout, especially the long streams, I will constantly, about once an hour or it's every topic, change the color of the banners and the names. It's just a good guide when going through like the 6-7 hour streams of when the next topic comes up or the next guest, live guest, etc. But like I've seen too many of these like young Asian engineers like building these little things that all seem to be powering lights, whether it's with spark gaps, different copper solenoids around speakers, and these spark plugs, and you know, like it's just time to start making them, and like there's got to be something to it. It's not just them having like look how small the range is for wireless free for Tesla coil. It's very, you know, it lights up when you're like within a centimeter, a couple of centimeters, inches, or like holding it within like a foot. Essentially, it's but you're grounding it to yourself in that field. Just as a reference only, show this device is working. I believe it looks like. This is the link to this video, and then we'll try it. Like, I gotta start trying these. Me and Mike. It'll be every second Sunday that we're doing project.
Are you an engineer or a product developer? Then this is for you. Some Serious Engineering is a brand new series where
also give me a thoughts on the side. And I'm also going to be that are actually going to be combined as one project. So as you guys know, I was working with the carbon graphite magnesium battery. So I'm going to develop that cell into basically like a fuel cell. So it's going to have a vaporizer built into the unit. So every 8 hours, it gives it a shot of misty water. Yeah, so it basically revitalizes the cell and it's recharged.
Oops, no audio,
So
no audio.
R&D,
Sorry, guys.
Get all the 3D printing done, get all
We'll
the
have to
components
start
I need.
again.
I'm probably
I
going to be
was
working
just
with a
showing
budget of
Mike
about
FAraday's
$500
latest video.
to get that
He's talking about the
unit
fuel
built,
cell. Yeah,
which
I've
is
been talking to him
realistic.
in depth. We have like
I might even go over budget. I don't know. It all depends on
six
what's all
episodes worth
entailed.
of different
From what I can
projects that
see,
we're
it's
going to
going
do,
to be
like
a pretty
pretty
accurate
much 3
assessment of
months
how much it's going to
worth of
cost me to
different
get
things.
those
So we'll be
batteries done the way I like to have them done. So that's what I'm working with. So that's the purpose of the donations to my channel.
Sorry, just loading a Paul Cook video, his most recent wire energy plants, thermal energy plants under cathedrals now. But there's a key part where it shows one of these former sort of replica, apparently, Eiffel Tower-like structures, only it's not the Eiffel Tower, and shows distinctly in the news stating it produced its own free energy until 1926. Key piece right here.
Easy tight. Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
It is now known be the equivalent to energy. And with that being said, I'm just going to show you again how many BTUs is 600 square foot. So as a general rule, about 20 BTUs of cooling are required per square foot of space. That means 12,000 BTU air conditioner room size is 600 foot.
So, like, I'm just showing you this just to show you how much these guys are generating, but they're not even using it to power this place up. Like, they're generating it, God knows what they're doing with it, but you don't need that, like nearly 3 million BTUs an hour. And obviously you can convert BTUs into watts. So we're going to look at St. Patrick's Church, but before we go to an article, I just want to say this. In mid-February, the Archdiocese of New York announced that the historical cathedral, which has undergone a $177 million renovation over the past 4 years, activated.
So this one on Thursday, May 26th, with Rex, Leak Project, me and Rex are definitely going to go through this for a portion of our 4 hours together. There is no doubt about it.
No way would it cost £177 million to renovate or stick in some sort of air conditioning heating system inside the cathedral. You could probably get that done for $500,000. So God knows what these guys have been up to with 177 million. So let's see what it says about this then, shall we? So it says the newest upgrade is 2,200 feet below the cathedral. So how did they do this? So without, this is unbelievable. So St. Patrick's Cathedral has dug deep to go green. The landmark has just fired up its new geothermal heating and cooling plants using renewable energy from 2,200 feet below the ground. The system is the largest of its kind in New York City, totally invisible to the cathedral's thousands of parishioners and passers-by. 10 wells sit along the north side of the church. Water in the wells is warmed by the earth's natural heat and sent into the plant underneath the parish house. The geothermal marvel was built as a part of a $177 million restoration of the cathedral, which included, wait for it, a top-to-bottom cleaning. So the plant, which went online last month, replaced a more conventional system that dated to the 1980s and relied on Con Ed steam for heating. It also goes to say that this guy says, we're not willing to take risks with the technology we didn't have track record in Manhattan, says Jeffrey Murphy. But over the years, other large institutions, including the Union Theological Seminary in Morningside Heights and the General Theological Seminary in Chelsea, switched to geothermal plant. The Archdiocese decided to follow their lead. There are a couple of things that make it's so perfect, said Murphy. There is virtually no impact of the system on the fabric of the cathedral. It took about 9 months to drill the wells, said John Reiner, Vice President of the Geothermal Services. They were drilled deeper than anywhere else in the city, and together with the 10 wells provided by far the greatest amount of heating and cooling capacity than any other city system, Reiner said. And then another new energy efficient feature was added to the cathedral. Sliding glass doors along the 5th Avenue that will allow a massive bronze portal to door to stay open with the loss of heat and air conditioning. So they're basically, right, I don't get it. So it took 4 years to do it, but it took 9 months to drill the holes, right? Yet they're generating so much heating that they can afford to leave the doors open in the winter. Now, do you not think that's a bit of a mick take? That they're just using all this energy, yeah, we're paying through the nose for it, yet they're getting their heating through the wells, and they're using it that way, geothermal, and then leaving the doors open in the winter. Bit of a Mickey take in my eyes. If you ask me, it sounds like a cover-up story for reactivating a old world power plant that was already there. That's what I believe. And it's funny that these places are situated over what we call churches and cathedrals. And it's just backing up everything that I'm saying. So
Dark Heat 4 Seasons Custom Tech Fabric. Our tactical outerwear lets you carry everything, everywhere, and makes it instantly accessible.
So what is the crack with these old churches and cathedrals? And what date did they turn into a religious place of worship? Because to me it seems like they used to worship water back in the day. These are only my thoughts anyway. Let me know what you think. So just in the state of New York, there was 5 or 6 geothermal plants underneath these churches. Now, this one here is actually a museum, but God knows what happened to this museum. Like, it's been reconstructed, but look what they've put there instead. What a load of crap. But you can clearly see that, or guess that there was something underneath that. Now let's go to Morningside. This is actually called Riverside Church. You see how convenient. Morningside. It's mental. Absolutely mental. Again, this has got a geothermal power plant underneath it. Very old world buildings, hey? Now this is the one that was in Chelsea. Again, looking like a cathedral or a church. So, what has happened? Why have these churches and cathedrals, that's what we call them now, been turned into religious places? It's very strange. And who's the people in control to say, yeah, well, hang on a minute, this is going to be this from now on, and this is how you're going to think, and you're not meant to know about this? So if you ask me, there's nothing new under the sun. And ask me again, I reckon if you dig down underneath these churches and cathedrals, you're going to come to wells, probably tapping into primary water. One other thing I'd like to add is, how many of these churches and cathedrals or monasteries or whatever you want to call them, how many of these have these power plants already underneath them, just waiting to be reactivated? Because I've been to a couple of cathedrals or churches around my area, and they've all got pipework coming from underneath it. Very suspect. We keep on moving. As Dustin says, we keep on sleuthing. Who knows? All we've got is speculation, and all we have is opinions. And like I said, an opinion's just like an arsehole. 9 times out of 10, it's going to stink if you don't like it. Right, well, I've probably bored you or knocked the socks off you, so let's have a Brucey bonus, shall we? Shall we, Squire? Right, let's go to Riverside County in California. Someone sent this to me on the Telegram group. It's why it's a very good group, because it's just generating knowledge upon knowledge. Now, this seems to be a load of geopolymer that's been made, I believe, in the 1920s, but it's all falling apart now. I've done a little bit of research for half hour, and it seems like there's an ancient subterranean network underneath all of this. So what they've done is they've blocked it all up, and then they've put all this really tacky geopolymer all over it. Now, why would you go through the extent to do that? Now, just look how poor the geopolymer is. Look at it. Cracking all over the place. It's got mesh in it. Really thin, hollow stuff. I mean, these, what are they, skint? What's happened here? This is a really poor version of a geopolymer stone. In my eyes, it's probably about 10 mil thick. Obviously built not to last. But my questions are, why block up everything underneath and then build this prop on top? Because that's what it is. It's just a prop. We're literally walking around like a poorly built theatre. Like, we're just walking around with rubbish props everywhere. Now, they've left vents, so for some reason it's going to get used, or they need to keep it ventilated down there for some reason. But there's also a catacombs under there as well. I managed to get some pictures, and it's very, very peculiar. Considering America's not meant to be that old. Well, we know how old it is, but look at this. This is underground. Like, why have they blocked this up? And this was meant to be the catacombs. So why is this all blocked up now? And then why did they build this prop on top? I digress. Everything around us is just fake, clearly. Now I want to go to Blackpool Tower because, again, on the Telegram group, it's just generating knowledge. Like someone said, that up till 1926, Blackpool Tower was generating its own electricity. Now, how would they be doing that? Was it from the ether? Or was it dynamos? That's what I'd like to know, because I'd like to get to the bottom of this, but there's hardly anything online. But I only researched it for half hour. So there you go. Like, what is going on here? And there used to be a river that run underneath this tower. Let me show you. Did you know the River Ribble probably once flowed out to sea where the tower now stands. It is clear that it previously flowed along a different route from its current course, and it's possible that the old course was along the northern edge of the Long Ridge Fell, reaching the sea near where the Blackpool Tower now stands. This hasn't been conclusively proved, but the fact that diamic boulder, clay or tilt is found at depths in excess of 20 meters beneath the tower supports this theory. So, you had a river running underneath there to the sea, but they don't know. You know, like, why would you say that? So obviously there was a river running underneath it. So how did they do it? Was it a dynamo that was getting the power? Did they have a water wheel in there generating power, or was it up from the ether, from the very top of it, collecting from the ether? But clearly this is some sort of old world generator or power station, and it's just been repurposed as a tourist attraction, just like everything turns into a nature reserve or a tourist attraction. So let me know your thoughts on that one. It's quite interesting that we've noticed that now they're plotting up all these geothermal plants underneath cathedrals and churches, which is very suspect. You've got them blocking up tunnels in America and then building geopolymer blockwork on top of it and stones to cover it up. And obviously they're saying that Blackpool Tower used to generate its own electricity up until 1926. So the current world we're living in is just a load of cobblers. The narrative is cobblers, and it's a... So anyway, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe. This tower, let me show you. Did you know the River Ribble probably once flowed out to sea where the tower now stands? Now, how would they be doing that? Was it from the ether, or was it knowledge? Like someone said that up till 1926, Blackpool Tower was generating its own electricity. Now, how would they be doing that?
This right here.
Ether, or was it dynamos? That's what I'd like
Eiffel
to know,
Tower,
because I'd like to,
equivalent
get to the bottom of
structure
this, but there's hardly anything
in
online.
England. This
I only
one.
researched
There's
it
also
for
one
half
in
an hour.
Tokyo. They're all over the world. Even new ones built in Las Vegas.
There you go. Like, what is going on here? And there
Always
used to
the
be a
Ferris
river
wheel close by too.
run
One of those. Is it a giant
underneath
pantograph or
this tower.
one of those other electrostatic
Did you know
generators
the River
right next to
Ribble
one of these big
probably once
towers?
flowed out to sea where the tower now
But
stands?
states
It is clear that
right
it
there.
previously flowed
Paul
along
Cook
a
finds
different route
the
from its current course,
documentation in the
and
newspaper
it's
from
possible
1926.
that
Up
the
until
old
then,
course was along
that
the
tower
northern
was
edge of the
generating
Long
its
Ridge
own
Fell,
electricity.
reaching the sea near where the
Clearly, the
Blackpool
rest
Tower
were.
now stands. This hasn't been conclusively proved, but the fact that diamic boulder, clay or tilt is found at depths in excess of 20 meters beneath the tower supports this theory. So you had a river running underneath there to the sea.
And how much it also resembles Tesla's Wardenclyffe
Like,
Tower
why would you
too.
say that? So obviously there was a river running underneath it. So how did they do it? Was it a dynamo that was getting the power? Did they have a water wheel?
Oh,
in there
and what?
generating
Did this
power,
one burn
or
down
was
and
it
then no longer
up from
start
the ether, from the
producing
very top of it, collecting
electricity?
from the ether? But clearly this is some sort of old world generator or power station, and it's just been repurposed as a tourist attraction, just like everything turns into a nature reserve or a tourist attraction. So let me know your thoughts on that one. It's quite interesting that we've noticed that now they're plotting up all these geothermal plants underneath cathedrals and churches, which is very...
All right, pausing Paul's great video right there, but like that is some smoking evidence of Antiquitech and a confirmation of a long suspicion of mine and, well, theory I should state that I've been putting forward for a while now of this atmospheric electricity and these different towers producing it. Hey Jill, hey Steven, Modern Archive, MMM Mac, PG Ant, Capalicious, my man, how are you, brother? It has been forever, brother, my friend. Glad you've made a live stream. Although I will be cutting it off shortly because it's about an hour now. I didn't want to make this one very long or too long. I already went a little bit over too much of what I wanted to, but as I collect my thoughts and get the last video ready for a little bit, I will give you guys a conclusion. So we are at I was 101.11, 1 hour, 1 minute, and 11 seconds as I had that thought. Talk of synchronicity. So at that point, it would be truly synchronistic if I had actually gotten the color changed for the closing at that time. So this is the conclusion. I'm going to collect my thoughts, put the cell phone camera on. So I'm also going to close with a little bit of artwork display and some of the Alchemy jars on the big screen here over the next couple minutes as I do this close and final conclusion. So glad you are all here with us. I'm playing right now. I was on about a week ago. It's called Manhattan 2.0 project on AlieEnscientist channel. I was on for the last hour of it, but I'm going to play the part that really fascinates me. We're discussing light, solfeggio frequencies, music, and the different interactions, as well as what we're going to do in the next couple episodes of the series of Science of Sound, specifically in relation to scientific tests on this field. So I'm going to play a clip of that, and then some artwork and a final wrap up and conclusion. I love you all. You guys and girls and beautiful souls are what makes this happen together. End of summer, we're going to have solar powers. We're going to have our own battery, essentially superconductive monoatomic and diatomic electrolysis batteries, or electric metal, it's also called. Some cold fusion experiments, some Bob Greenier with Martin Fleischmann Memorial Project, literally the world's top academic on cold fusion transmutations, plasmoids, plasma fusion, and John Hutchinson's work, as well as John Hutchinson confirmed for July. He's just moving homes right now, so him and Nancy have committed for July for that. Autodidactic and me, Monday will be on autodidactic. We're doing some Antiquitech, cathedrals, star forts, and much more, as well as discussing the alternative history live event he wants me to put together with him. 26th of May, Leak Project Rex Bear, 4 hours, will be on both my channel and Leak Project. Following Saturday will be the Science of Sound with Ominous and all the usual suspects, hopefully also from Wicked Woods that weekend. June, we will be at a music festival for the 5th episode of Science of Sound. Might be the 6th, actually, at that point, but either way, it will be there. There'll be lots more Filthy City, D&B, and so much to come. It's ridiculous. 20 different streams this month, collabed on other YouTube channels, as well as hopefully I'll have it on this channel too. Different conferences that I co-host, new ones putting together. It's crazy. It's awesome. They're getting picked up on big channels. The learning, the growing, the building, the free energy, the love, it's coming together. Because why the hell are we paying to kill other humans to pay more for energy? It's just like the most idiotic thing ever. Nobody wins in the war. Russia's not winning, nor is Ukraine winning. Nobody wins in war. It needs to end. We need to stop sending arms. We need to stop going more in debt to pay to kill more people. Instead, we need to put that money into this free energy where we can research, go into inner space, outer space, fourth dimension, fifth dimension technologies, whatever. Let's get it in our gas tanks. Fuck paying $2 a liter. It's absolutely insane when I live in Alberta. I could only imagine you poor guys and girls everywhere else. I'm going to stop rambling. Alien Scientist, Manhattan Project 2.0, Anti-Gravity Research, Propulsion, APEC this Saturday, 2 days from now, happening.
In 1945, and it would culminate in 1945, essentially, with the detonation of the first nuclear weapon. So, get in touch and let's do this. And yeah, Doug. One thing, Crypto Alchemist just joined Bernard, and there's an eclipse coming up on May 15th, which is that 3-body planetary alignment. And I know that I wanted to know if you'll be running any experiments.
Yeah, absolutely. And through like my research now in the ancient alchemist science and the astrology aspect of it, I'm going to try to go out to there's what's called Canada's Stonehenge. It's about 75 kilometers from me, so about 50 miles from where I live, Omak, Alberta, and it is a 5,000-year-old stone alignment that, well, we'll see. Some interesting things should be observable there with, which you said there was a 3-planet alignment in this. Wow, brain fart.
Love the
Interested if it's actually the same light wave spectrum as the colors themselves.
They are. The colors themselves are what allow you to bridge. So like when you think about the third eye, what they don't teach you is whenever you're doing these meditations, you're supposed to imagine the toroid shape, right? Like you were talking about. Well, the body mimics the planet's ionosphere. And that's where you get the toroidal shape at, okay? Because it's the ionosphere. It's anything that can interact with like the 4 large forces of nature. You're going to be part of this ionic network. And when you think about the connection through your palms, like Buddhist palm healing, it's through the green, the heart chakra. It's your connectedness to everyone else. So you can make this big network. And that heart chakra even is the symbol of the Star of David, or like the overlapping tetrahedron in a 3-dimensional shape. And if you look at like the Merkaba, or like the chariot of ascension that's mentioned in the Kabbalah, the mystical interpretation of the Old Testament, it's actually a 3D fractal landscape generator. And whenever you imagine like the tetrahedron shape, the pyramid on top of an inverse pyramid taking up 3-dimensional space, whenever the triangles in those pyramids are dissected into multiple triangular pyramid patterns, you can vivisect and cross-section those pyramids into more and more pyramids until it becomes so complex it forms like a sphere, a single number, taking your third eye and master level control of every chakra. So this is like my life's work just laid out for everybody. Like you just do whatever you want with it. But as we talk through a calcite microcrystal, it's part of our biological structure. And those forces of nature flowed through a crystal that's unique.
This is the bit, isn't it? That confuses me. It's like, did we choose to come here to get this sorted out, or is this just seems a little unfair, doesn't it? That you know, we seem to be here and there's this parasite messing up our experience.
And you know, I know in my own life, the times that I've made major changes, it was like it became more painful not to change than to change. That was when I made big changes.
You know, it's this whole ridiculous narrative of it's it's an unsafe world. There's not enough for you. It's scary. Everyone's out to get you, and clearly the old civilization was completely the opposite to that. It was all about empowerment, like literally.
Cosmic resonance, I think they called that one, or
Cosmic
something
resonance.
like
That's a better name.
Real science, you can actually produce free electricity, and this is part of what Tesla was doing, is the differential between the top of the spire to the ground actually creates an electrical differential that you then connect to another wire that goes into the grounding. Put that into the third phase in your circuit, and then you have a bell ringing circuit, and that actually produces plasma electricity out of the air. It's real technology. These things actually function producing electricity. It's crazy.
The movies are the truth and the news is the lies. They've completely flipped it.
When you look at everything with new eyes and you come across information like she was born into a very wealthy family with elite connections, it means something very different now to me than it would have even a few years ago. And it's our free will that they've really also messed with, because we've been lied to and we react based on lies. Just getting their independence and end up in civil wars for 20, 30 years happens a lot.
Because we keep choosing to pick up the gun and use it on ourselves instead of building and uniting and accepting that we are one people, one spirit, one harmony on one plane that together, united, can achieve anything we dream of.
So do you want to, wake up, or do you want to just keep going along because the change is too difficult?
And then give them pieces of information that they will then pursue themselves and look into, and then they'll wake themselves up.
I was going to mention it's the whole red pill, blue pill of the Matrix. That of the movie. And you can consider that movie as a documentary because they're telling us something about what's happening here. So do you want to, wake up, or do you want to just keep going along because the change is too difficult? Wake up.
Almost a moment here, but worth. We will have some music of the last Filthy City stream and some artwork as I close out with demonstration outside of conclusion of what we're working on next.
Check the rhythm, check the flow. Check the rhythm. Check the rhythm. Check the flow. Check the rhythm, check the flow. Check the rhythm. Not because of them register with us from Dublin. We don't pay any tribute to the Dublin. So this is not a tell you about your mother kind of, right? This is a response. Big stuff. If you want it, say accurate.
Oh yeah. This guy right here, he's the energy behind this whole project, man, I'll tell you. I want to thank you guys again. You folks that have been sticking around to the end. It's a proper filthy event, I love it. I just made Elaine a promise that next time I'm not going to put her on the last, because I always do that. It's kind of a guilty pleasure for me, but she's my favorite DJ. At the end of the next show, time ever, she gets a dance. Big ups to all of you, big ups to Nest. And right about now, biggest ups to this lovely lady, yo, Honey Mustard, what's up?
All right. All right. So, yeah, I kind of got lost track there. There's a lot of artwork. In conclusion, APEC, Science of Sound, LeakProject, Alien Scientist, FAraday Research, Free Energy, Alternative History, Autodidactic, so much all coming up this week, this month, next month, the month after that, the month after that as well. Here is what we have to do. So this is right there. That is like 10 different free energy builds and projects that will each be a video stream of collaborations with like Jeremiah, Mike from FAraday, Michael Boyd, and so many more. Then more advanced cold fusions, John Hutchinson, Bob Greenier, and doing the water machine with Mike, doing battery cells, doing circuits, doing all sorts of projects. So that there is literally 6 months worth of the FrEEEC Free Energy Conference, but the projects and the builds. The first one, though, before any of that, will be finally doing the Keshi pain pens. Also, there's the Magrav Coil Free Energy. That will be in about 3 months. I'll be doing that with Keshi Foundation. But within 2 weeks, I will be doing 100% the plasma coil stuff. Probably this weekend, even I'll go over it after during APEC Saturday, Sunday, Monday, autodidactic, 26th of May, Thursday, LeakProject, Rex and I. Literally 20 different channels that I will be on over the next 30 days. They will also be guest interviews of each of them on my own, as well as the multi-streams, multi-projects happening each month. Science Sound Series 4, Science Sound Series 5, Science Sound Series 6, FrEEEC 1, 2, and 3, next APEC, so much more. It's insane. We'll see you guys soon on the next one. Love you all. 48-hour stream will happen if I'm able to secure the Wicked Woods Music Festival for the May long weekend of the location for the next Science of Sound series podcast. If not, it'll probably be a 24-hour stream that weekend instead. And if it's not a music festival for episode 4 in May, then for episode 5 in June, that will be the next 48-hour stream. It will also include the alternative history event that we'll be doing with autodidactic, as well as the uploading and projects with Rex Reviews and leakproject and everything I'm doing with them, as well as AlioenScientist, APEC, and literally 20 other channels that I've mentioned throughout the stream, but I'm forgetting right now because I'm tired. It's almost 6 in the morning, 5:50 a.m. Alberta, Calgary, Mountain Time. I wanted this to be half an hour. Instead, it's an hour and 44 minutes. No, something like that. Night, good day, good universe, good worlds. Love you all. Ta-ta. On the next one. Farewell. Peace be with you.
This is the bit, isn't it? That confuses me. It's like, did we choose to come here to get this sorted out, or is this just seems a little unfair, doesn't it? That you know, we seem to be here and there's this parasite messing up our experience.
And I know in my own life, the times that I've made major changes, it was like it became more painful not to change than to change. That was when I made big changes.
It's this whole ridiculous narrative of it's an unsafe world. There's not enough for you. It's scary. Everyone's out to get you. And clearly the old civilization was completely the opposite to that. It was all about empowerment, like literally.
Cosmic resonance, I think they called that one. Or
Cosmic resonance, that's a better name.
Real science, you can actually produce free electricity, and this is part of what Tesla was doing, is the differential between the top of the spire to the ground actually creates an electrical differential that you then connect to another wire that goes into the ground, your grounding. Put that into the third phase in your circuit, and then you have a bell ringing circuit, and that actually produces plasma electricity out of the air. It's real technology. These things actually function producing electricity. It's crazy.
The movies are the truth and the news is the lies. They've completely flipped it.
When you look at everything with new eyes,